Congratulations to Penny Hardaway as Tigers won at UTSA last night to secure the program's first regular season conference championship since 2013, which makes it the first regular season conference championship of Penny Hardaway's career. I know that the game didn't go as smoothly as you might have wanted or even anticipated, but a win is a win. A win secures at least a share of the AAC title. It's worthy of celebration. You're happy for Penny Hardaway, aren't you, Bennett?
Should turn my mic on. Yeah, I am very happy. That was I sweated it a little bit more. I had to stand up, for the last few minutes and lock in. But I agree with you. Like, I don't take anything really from that game at all. PJ Haggerty wasn't good. He's your best player, but he did hit some big free throws down the stretch to secure the win. So I don't know. I mean, the circumstances were weird, man. You were playing in a high school gym. Like, it was the goals looked like they were going to fall down. Kyra, do you have the video of the Dane Danger dunk? Look at this. Look at this. He almost pulls the goal down. Like, it's. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make fun of the AAC anymore and its members. I'm just not. It's just, come on. Like, them maybe not taking that game as seriously as they should have. I'm not gonna fault them for it. It was just weird. It was weird.
UTSA is 205th in the net. UTSA does play in a gym that doesn't look like the type of gym a program like the University of Memphis should be playing conference games in. And I will tell you, hand to heart, last night in the broadcast center, in the place where we spend most of the night when we're not on actual television doing halftime shows and pregame shows and postgame shows. It's called the bullpen. It's just like rows of chairs and desks, and we have 12 TVs in front of us, and we typically have them on, all sorts of different sports stuff, usually college basketball stuff. Yeah. We had Memphis UTSA up on one of the screens, and we're watching the game, and I'm surrounded by people who don't care about Memphis, have never been to Memphis. They have no affiliation whatsoever. And yet last night I had multiple people say, GP, they've got to get out of that league. Look at this play. Where are they playing? Where are they? Who are they? And honestly, it was like, first off, like here's where we're at. What is UTSA? That was the first question. What's UTSA? Oh, it's UT San Antonio. Oh, yeah. Okay. Is that where they play? That's where they play their games. Yeah. And Memphis is in the same league with that team. Yeah. And a lot of teams just like that. Dude, no, GP, got to get them out of there. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing everything I can do.
And I feel bad crapping on UTSA. It was just like watching that last night. I'm like, come on, man. Like, this is a big moment for Penny Hardaway and Memphis basketball to be able to win this. And like, just the aesthetics, like watching it, I'm just like, oh my God, this is where we're doing it at. Like, that arena probably holds 2,000 people. They had the freaking one of the upper decks curtained off. Like, I'm just like, what are we doing here? So them playing bad there, it didn't make me think any differently about the team. It didn't make me think, oh God, is this trending in the wrong direction? No, I just thought that was weird and bizarre all around.
All right, let's focus on the good. Yep. Enough of that. Let's focus
enough
on
of that.
Good.
Yep.
I was with Jessica on Monday morning, and she asked me, like, how big of a deal would this be? The idea was Memphis on Tuesday night has an opportunity to go secure at least a share of the AAC title for the first time in school history. First share of a conference championship since 2013. First share of a conference championship of Penny Hardaway's career. How big of a deal is this? And I'm capable of holding both these thoughts at the same time. The AAC stinks. It's ridiculous that Memphis is in a league with these athletic departments. But it is still a nice achievement to win a conference championship. And it should be celebrated because, first off, don't ever forget, it's been clear for a while that Penny Hardaway has a good team, but it wasn't clear coming into the season that he was going to have this kind of team. They brought back one scholarship player. They fired multiple assistant coaches just before the season. there was a lot more stuff to suggest this could be the beginning of the end, as opposed to the beginning of a season that leads to a conference championship. I still thought Memphis had the best roster in the AAC, but just evidence to support the claim that it wasn't clear-cut that Memphis was going to do what Memphis just did is that Memphis was not voted as the preseason favorite in the AAC. UAB was. Now, that was wrong, clearly, and I thought it was wrong in real time, and I told you that in real time. But the men who coach in that league were asked to submit ballots for who they thought would win the AAC this season, and they did not pick Memphis. They picked somebody else. So Memphis just won a league that the coaches in the league didn't think Memphis was going to win. Memphis just won a league for the first time in more than a decade. And when you're Penny Hardaway and you start your college coaching career with most people outside of Memphis being dismissive of you, discounting you, calling you a high school coach or an AAU coach, to then find yourself in position where you can go check your Wikipedia page this morning, and if it's been properly updated, it should say that you won an AAC conference championship in 2025. It will soon say that you were the AAC Coach of the Year in 2025. And all of that stuff is important. This is a man who has taken a lot of criticism, some of it from right here in this microphone. The first 6 years of his college coaching career, although I campaigned for it and wanted it, it did not go smoothly. It was up and down, and there were probably more downs than ups. Off the court issues, on the court issues. Then you only bring back one scholarship player for year 7. Then you fire your staff weeks before the start of year 7. There was no guarantee we were going to be spending March 5th talking about the things we're talking about. These could be very difficult and different conversations if things went differently. But instead, we're talking about a conference championship. Instead, never again will somebody from another AAC market be able to say, when Memphis fans or coaches or administrators or media members say stuff like, this league stinks, we got to get out of this league, we're trying to upgrade. For years, what AAC fans in other markets have been able to say? Hey, Memphis, if you think you're so good, why don't you ever win the league? I know you get number 1 recruiting classes. I've seen those. Congrats. But you don't ever win anything with them. The AAC stinks, and you can't stand being in a league with all of us, but you never win this league. You didn't win it last year, year before, any other year it's ever existed. You think you're better than us, but nobody else thinks you're better than us. If so, you wouldn't be with us. But stop talking to us like you are better than us. You know who doesn't think you're better than us? The Big 12 doesn't think you're better than us. The ACC doesn't think you're better than us. The Big East doesn't think you're better than us. Any of them could take you at any time. They don't want you. Stop telling us you're better than us when nobody else thinks you are, and you have never proved it on the court. All right? That's the type of stuff people would say. And although I don't agree with every point, it's easy stuff to say when you can always point back to, well, Memphis ain't won this league or any other league since 2013. Now that's off the table. You eliminate that. You can't just say we're the best program in the AAC even though we don't have any AAC championships. I mean, you can say it, and it's been true since Houston left at least. But it becomes harder for everybody to accept when you can't back it up with the trophies. Well, now Memphis is going to have the trophy. And soon enough, P.J. Haggerty's going to have his own trophy. And soon enough, again, Penny Hardaway's going to have a Coach of the Year trophy. And this is all good stuff. And what it suggests is that we'll see where the NCAA tournament goes, and hopefully it leads to the first Sweet 16 in a long time, since 2009, since John Calipari was the coach. But we're not going to have any of those complicated conversations that it wasn't clear we wouldn't be having to have when this season got underway. We did not know what we would be talking about in March, but it was always possible we could be talking about who do we think should be the next head coach at the University of Memphis. How do you feel about Will Wade? Would you be comfortable hiring Will Wade, giving his NCAA issues? These are the types of things we could be talking about on March 5th. Instead, we're talking about a conference championship, and now on Friday, you get South Florida at home, and that should just be a celebration, right? That should just be a celebration of Tiger basketball. The Penny Hardaway era hasn't been perfect, but it's in a good place right now. We're not talking about the bubble. We're not talking about missing the NCAA tournament. You're talking about a Friday game where you can come home and have an opportunity to win an outright conference championship and make it even better than it otherwise would have been. So I know the AAC isn't the best league in the country. I hope someday Penny Hardaway is in a position to win a different league, a better league. But as it is, this is the only league he's in a position to win, and he won it for the first time in his career. He should be applauded. I'm happy he's getting to enjoy this.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.